Once upon a time, in a small village named Okearo, there was a man named Ola. Ola was known far and wide as the best palm wine tapper. Every morning he would climb the tall palm trees, and by evening his pots would be filled with the sweetest palm wine anyone had ever tasted. People came from neighbouring villages just to taste his palm wine. Ola was kind and humble. He always had a smile on his face and loved helping his neighbours. He lived in a small hut with his wife Aduni and their 2 children, Ayo and Bola. His family was his pride and joy, and he worked hard every day to provide for them. Ola had a friend named Bode. Bode was also a palm wine tapper, but his palm wine was never as good as Ola's. People in the village always preferred Ola's wine, and this made Bode very jealous. He couldn't understand why Ola's palm wine was so much better than his. One evening, after a long day of work, Bode sat with his wife, Ifes. He sighed deeply, looking troubled. "What is it, my husband?" Vir asked. "It's Ola," Bode replied. "His palm wine is always better than mine. Everyone in the village praises him. I want to know his secret." If thought for a moment. "Why don't you ask him?" she suggested. "I can't do that," Bode said, shaking his head. "He might not tell me. I need to find out on my own." The next day, Bode decided to follow Ola to the palm forest. He hid behind some bushes and watched as Ola climbed a tall palm tree with ease. Ola sang a happy song as he worked, carefully collecting the sap from the palm trees and placing it into his pots. Bode watched for hours, but he couldn't see anything special about what Ola was doing. Finally, Ola climbed down from the tree and started to head home. Bode quietly followed him, still hoping to discover his secret. As Ola walked through the forest, he stopped by a small stream. He knelt down, scooped some water into his hands and drank. Then he filled a small bottle with the water from the stream and tucked it into his bag. Bode's eyes widened. That must be it, he thought to himself. The water from the stream is the secret to his delicious palm wine. Bode waited until Ola left, then hurried to the stream. He drank the water and filled a bottle, just like Ola had done. The next day, Bode climbed the palm trees and collected the sap as usual, but this time he added the water from the stream to his pots. When evening came, Bode took his palm wine to the village market, confident that it would be as good as Ola's. But when the villagers tasted it, they frowned. "This isn't as sweet as Ola's palm wine," one of them said. Bode was confused and disappointed. He'd been so sure that the stream water was the secret. He decided to try again the next day, but no matter what he did, his palm wine never matched Ola's. Days turned into weeks, and Bode grew more and more frustrated. He couldn't understand why his wine wasn't as good. One day, as he sat outside his hut, deep in thought, his wife Ife came to him. "Maybe the secret isn't in what Ola does," Ife said gently. "Maybe it's in who he is." Bode looked at her puzzled. "What do you mean?" "Ola is kind and generous," Ife explained. "He loves what he does and he always helps others. Maybe that's what makes his palm wine so special." Bode thought about this for a long time. He realized that Ife might be right. He had been so focused on finding a secret trick that he had forgotten about the importance of kindness and hard work. The next day, Bode went to see Ola. "Ola," he said, "I need your help." Ola smiled warmly. "Of course, Bode. What is it?" "I've been trying to make my palm wine as good as yours," Bode admitted. "But no matter what I do, it's never as sweet. Can you teach me?" Ola put a hand on Bode's shoulder. "The secret to good palm wine isn't just in the tapping," he said. "It's in the heart. You have to love what you do and be kind to others. If you do that, your palm wine will always be sweet." Bode nodded, understanding at last. From that day on, he worked hard, not just on his palm wine, but also on being a better person. He helped his neighbours and was always kind. Slowly, the taste of his palm wine began to improve, and soon people started to notice. One day, as Bode and Ola sat together drinking palm wine, Bode smiled. "Thank you, Ola. I finally understand," Ola smiled back. "Remember, Bode, the sweetest palm wine comes from a sweet heart." And so, Bode and Ola continued to tap palm wine, their friendship growing stronger. They both became known as the best palm wine tappers in the village, not just for the taste of their wine, but for their kindness and generosity. The villagers loved them both, and Okearo became a happy place, filled with the sweet taste of palm wine and the even sweeter spirit of friendship.